Welcome to the Business Techno Institute. We are back again with some more questions from you guys, answering the most exotic and important questions in the DJ world thus far. You won't see this covered on any other publication because they're afraid. There's a conspiracy going on. They're afraid, and I'm afraid, but it's okay. It's okay to be afraid sometimes because that's how we find the truth. I think, not 100% sure. But what we're looking at is what food should you eat before your DJ set? And it's a timeless question, age old. And we're going to be finding out today in our new amazing studio, which we're very excited about here. So should we just jump right in and see what people are saying? So we've got Will Leverage here says, the food you should eat before your DJ set is my fingernails. I get nervous. It is a tough one when you're going out there DJing. You're putting yourself out there. You're letting the world know what is your music taste, and that's one of the most personal things ever. Usually, I don't reveal that till the third or fourth date. But when you're a DJ, it's first date. You got to get it in there. Watch your music taste, and first of all, what I do is obviously read the room, and that's extremely important. But how do you read yourself? And the way I read myself is look at my fingernails and see, have they been chewed in the last 24 hours? If they have, then you're going to be suffering from a mild form of anxiety. How do you get over this? I talked to somebody recently about this. What I like to do is get to the set nice and early, maybe 24 hours early, look at the room, and then just start playing from then. And by the time you get to your set, if you've been playing for 23 hours straight, you're not going to be nervous at all because you're going to be so used to it. So get there nice and early, get there 24 hours in advance, and then just start playing from there. And trust me, your fingernails are never going to look better. Also, get a nail file is a good one. Bobby O'Donnell says, a juice diet. The crowd hits better. So, yeah, I would say a juice diet in some ways can be good because you're going to get yourself some vitamin C. Vitamin D, which is the first letter of DJ, you get that from the sunshine. So if you're a cave dweller like me, we're not in a cave today, or might be. If you're a cave dweller like me, that juice diet is going to be a little bit more, complicated. And you know what? The one thing that people don't talk about, the hidden danger of the juice diet is exploding diarrhea. And if you're on the set, you're having that juice diet, you've been going 2-3 weeks, building up to your set, it's going to be creating a lot of pressure, almost like a dam. When you get on that stage and you start getting excited, boom. I've seen it happen to a lot of DJs. I saw one guy take off from the Magic Roundabout on Old Street, if you remember that. Literally took off, and then people had to call the FBI. They thought it was a UFO, but it was just Ben UFO. So yeah, juice diet. It's worth a try, but be careful. Be very, very careful. Galina has said garlic fries with extra garlic plus loads of garlic sauce. Creates an anti-requester force field around the decks. It's something that I think some of the biggest DJs in the world do, because if you ever notice like a DJ on a main stage, maybe like Creamfields, Glastonbury, there usually is, and I'm saying like a main festival stage. I'm not saying like a big set where there's a lot of people, because obviously there's a lot of people around. But a main stage, you usually have a bubble around the DJ. When they're on the stage, no one else is on the stage because it's like a festival set. And the way they get there is by having this garlic force field around them. They haven't even been booked, right? They literally just walk onto the stage and no one can get near them, no one can stop them. Once they manage to plant themselves in front of the decks, it's theirs for the next hour and a half until it wears off. You could carry garlic sauce in your pocket with you to try and boost it up, give it a little top up. But that can be dangerous as well, because if that leaks in your pocket, no one's coming near you for 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, try the garlic sauce anti-requester force field technique. I read about this first in Sound on Sound in 2005, but I haven't heard about it much since. So, think about that. Food, DJing, force field music. And they're the four horsemen of the sesh apocalypse. So cool. DJ Please Bang says beats. That's funny. That is, yeah, because it's like beetroots and beets. Yeah, yeah. That is. We're trying to be serious here. We're trying to help people's lives, and if people just come with stuff like that, well, thank you, DJ Please Bang. We do love you, really. Lats says 2 cups of black coffee without sugar, lime water, sugarless, and a cig. Well, I can see the benefits of the 2 cups of black coffee without the sugar. Although remember, exploding diarrhea. Let's just be careful about that. Lime water sounds a bit on the psychopath spectrum. They're the only people I know walking around with limes. Sugarless, yeah, you don't want to get too, if you're doing the warm-up set and you have sugar, you could ruin everything by accidentally cracking a smile. So do not do that. And a cig. Yes, a cig is good. And I often think when I see a boiler room and the DJ pulls the cig out halfway through, I think that is wicked. Like, that is actually wicked. And I've got the smile on my face now. It's wicked. When like people smoke, like with a cigarette, it's like a straight cigarette as well because they can afford it. Bloody hell, that is a party to me. I might be the only one, yeah. I might be in the minority here, but it always makes me smile, as you can see. The Indigo Kidder says, just pure grease. Okay, if the AI take over, they can't just do AI straight into the computer. Well, they can, but there wouldn't be much of a performance element there. So what they're going to do is they're going to use robots. So think about the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. What was it that he needed? He needed oil. Well, what could he have instead? He could have an English fry up, and the grease will go to his limbs, cause him to play a better performance. And honestly, I think the thing that people overlook about this sort of AI robot thing is that robots are just people with metal limbs. So drink a liter of grease before your DJ set. Get limbered up. It's going to be a real smooth performance. Don't get any on the floor, otherwise you're going to slip over. You're going to have a mishap. Get it well away from the DJ decks. And we're talking about anti-requested force fields. Why not put a circle of grease around the floor, around the decks? Then what could happen is, people are just going to slip up and injure themselves before they get to you. And you know what? It's a small price to pay for the price of music, which is a gift. And I've always said this. Pineapple Rule says arse. If we kind of flip back to a very special occasion, it was, I think it was Flume eating that at a special performance. And, it almost broke the internet. We were all there like going, oh, Flume ate it. That is wicked. Oh, well, you love that. He's just one of the lads now, I guess. But he did that, but then he was sick for about 3 weeks afterwards. So you need to be really careful about, where are you sourcing the ingredients from? The Greens Room, and people don't actually realise this, but that's one of the reasons why it was called the Green Room in the first place, because it used to be the place where you could get apples in the club, and we used to always go like, this was in the 70s, so we used to always go, hey bro, that's how we spoke in the 70s, where can I get the greens from? And people would go, I know what you mean, take you through. And then they show you an apple and you go, that's exactly what I meant. I didn't mean any other kind of green. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mad world out there. And someone's put here, Green Calc's Room. Shout out the twin, if you know him. Not the other one, the younger twin. There's 2 of them, yeah. The Green Calc's Room, if you know about the twin. So, here we go. Someone's put... or Fresh Matt has put something just spicy enough that you can keep one in the chamber but not shit yourself. So if the booth gets overcrowded, you can do a little crop dust on the influencers and no one will suspect it was the DJ. It's an ingenious plan, but it's a plan that will and might just work. And I believe that what Fresh Matt is saying here is something that we've all been thinking at the end of the day. Can you keep the balance? Because DJing is all about balance. You want to keep the balance of the songs. You want to keep the crowd nice and balanced, the EQs nice and balanced, but also you want to keep the spiceometer balanced so that you can shoot yourself. So you can not shoot yourself, but you've got one in the chamber. You got the backup. It's like you wouldn't go to a DJ set without 2 USBs, would you? So why would you go to the DJ set without a backup in the chamber, just in case the garlic? You can just do a little crop dust, as he says. Just let the trumpet play, the trumpet, it's like the Pied Piper, you're letting the Pied Piper play and it will lead everybody away from the stage. And no one will suspect it was you because, well, you want to make sure the mic is turned off. That's the main thing. Because if you did that on the boiler room, it would go viral, but not necessarily for the right reasons. So yeah, you got to really be careful with this kind of activity. You got to be a professional. I would say you've DJed for about 10 years, minimum 10 years of DJing. If you're an amateur, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do it at Pirate Studio, for example. Oliver West DJs put oregano, or oregano as we call it here. In quotation marks. So personally, do not touch the devil's lettuce. Any DJ that plays that touches the devil's lettuce in my set, that's it. You're out, mate. Because it is illegal. Okay. Although I am playing at HQ Weed Place later, so come along. But no one's DJing other than me. So Squish Bots, but 250 grams of ketamine and a couple of Heinekens. Now, this is something that not a lot of people know, and if you have heard of it, don't tell your mates because you don't want to spoil it for them. But there's this sort of like perfect equilibrium, like 1 gram of ketamine, 10 grams of ketamine, 50 grams of ketamine. It's too much, but 250 grams of ketamine with a couple of Heineken. It's just that this perfect amount, it's this equilibrium that is, once you get there, you realize you're like, oh, now I'm in focus mode. This is perfection. But until you get up there, if you did 249 grams and 1 Heineken, it's over, mate. It is over. People are going to be going, who is this wet floppy fish on the floor? As they say in the sesh. But no, 250 grams of ketamine, then you're ready to bloody rock, baby, and roll. So try that out. Get back to me. Let me know how it goes, because I'm sure you're going to be surprised at how well it is. Lulu Roof says, the rider is my dinner. What do you mean? And yeah, that's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? When, your rider, all it includes is a drink, drink substances, whether it's vodka, whether it's the Heineken, but then nothing nutritious to eat. And it's a genuine tip that a lot of booking agents will put on their riders a meal of adequate sustenance. And you could change the adequate sustenance to whatever you feel at the time. So make sure you're getting fed. Because this is like, what food should you eat for your DJ set? And it's a very easy mistake to go to a DJ set without being fed. But what is this podcast about? It's about looking at how we can get you perfectly fed, delicioso. So Josefina says an XLR cable. Now, I wouldn't necessarily eat an XLR cable, although it is like the spaghetti of digital music. But the XLR cable itself could come in handy. So even if you don't eat it, put it on your rider. And if you come up rocking up with the microphone saying, hey up mate, who's left a Honda Civic in the driveway, all that kind of like crowd hyping material, just having that XLR cable there. And also, and I don't see this quite a lot from MCs, and I think MCs should probably get into this, skipping with the XLR cable, because that is quite funny. Like, can you imagine like the MC like skipping to the, and everyone will be like, wow, that guy's so talented at skipping. Yeah. Pitlord Music says, Taco Bell. Of course, he says Taco Bell. Of course. Taco Bell, look, I feel like we've covered the dangerous end of the food spectrum enough. Taco Bell, I don't even know if it's delicious. And in some places, it's really expensive. So I feel like some of the reasons why I would go to a Taco Bell is because it's sort of cheap. But when you're a superstar international DJ, you can afford to go to Tortilla or something like that. So definitely do that. Samuel David says, a whey protein bar and a glass of milk. Not that. Depending on your genre, getting really fit and healthy and buff and attractive could be a life or death situation, whether you want to make it really, really big or not. So yeah, and getting that whey bar in and getting the glass of milk, it's gonna astronomically change your fortunes in terms of people thinking that you're attractive and not having to actually listen to your music. So there's a balance. music taste, really fit and attractive. And if you can get somewhere in between there, like getting like a decent music taste, but the more attractive you get, it's a sliding spectrum. It's the, whatever it's called. I haven't been on one in ages, but yeah, those bloody, don't know what you do. You sit on them, someone sits on the other end. Please put it in the comments because it's really escaping me. I'm in the throes of music right now, not Child's Play. Bobby Schubert said, I'll take 2 USB sticks with a side of marinara sauce. Oh, you're after my own heart there, Bobby. And also you've got a sort of yassified version of the guy from King of Queens in your profile pic. So we know you mean game. So 2 USB sticks with a side of marinara. Don't ever do that. Don't swallow a USB stick unless, and this is just between me and you, you're wanting to not lose your USB stick before you set. And sometimes it can be very dangerous because you're like, look, if I could just keep hold of my USB stick, I will be able to play the show and everyone will be happy. Sometimes you misplace it. Now, what you should do is, if you're worried about that and it is life or death, what I would do is give it a swallow with some marinara sauce, helps it go down, lubricates the USB stick. I'd say 36 hours before you set. It depends. I would probably spend the first 2 months leading up to the set trying to count your cycles. And then at the end of your cycle, jot it down and then try and predict when the earliest you can get it out before starting your set. And that's just my own personal opinion on that. Not from experience, but I've heard a lot of it on the circuit. Anne Sasha says 200 cigarettes at least. Yeah, but it doesn't say when the 200 cigarettes should start. So if you actually just smoke 10 a day, as long as you're doing it 20 days before, that should be absolutely fine. So you could try and smoke them all at once before your set, but that could lead to illness. So it can be quite dangerous. Again, 10 years experience, I would say. Fruit and Barley says, Disco Biscuit. Oh, mate, as someone from the United of Kingdom, a Disco Biscuit is absolutely delicious. And the disco crisps. Like, if you can get disco crisps on your rider, you are in for disco that night, I tell you. Yeah, I've been into discos a few times, and they never have those crisps there. And if they did, it would just make my night so brilliant. But if you're talking about the other kind of disco biscuit, you got to look at the crowd. Are you playing happy hardcore? You need to be the happiest in the room, so it can be a supplement. But if you are playing Afro House, you might just blend into the crowd. So Nihil NHL says, chili cheese nuggets and mozzarella sticks with extra sauce. I think that's a bit too realistic, to be honest with you. Delicious, but try and get a bit of greenery in there. And we're not talking about the bad greenery, but maybe a bit of juice, just to, offset the carbs. Clark Katota says, something to increase the blood pressure tenfold. Well, yeah, I mean, the anxiety of the set would do that. But I would say maybe having a dab on a hydro bong would probably do that for me. Of some of the worst, maybe of salvia. Yeah, so you could try that. You want to make sure if this is where you want your set to go, because if you're playing something like hard techno, being the highest on the room on salvia after having a hydro bong of salvia to increase your blood pressure tenfold and even take yourself to a different dimension could actually be preferable in some sort of circumstances. So yeah, definitely think about, how you want to make that blood pressure raise. Also, maybe just doing a bit of Pilates before could be fine. So a lot of people are saying salad here. So we've got Nathan Reeser, sound founder. They're all talking about mixing with the green salad. DJ Patagucci says always pizza, which is fine. Someone said soup. So that's very dangerous. And then another DJ. Lucas Giordano says, another DJ, so you absorb their skills on top of yours. Yeah, so this is called the Kirby effect. So I don't know if you don't really hear about it too much these days. It was a big thing in like the 80s and 90s, Kirby was, which was a big amorphous pink mass, which is cool. But what Kirby was able to do was, in lieu of any personal skills other than the ability to inhale, which is actually a skill that a lot of DJs already have. They inhale the other DJ and you absorb their skills and you also take their swag. Be very careful again, because if you inhale a DJ and it is the wrong kind of style for you, you know, they're wearing the wrong clothes, they have the wrong music taste, you got to be really careful. So what I usually do is maybe before a set, I'm kind of panicking a little bit. I'm not going to be able to rely on my own personal skills. What I do is just look for the DJ that I think might fit my style. First of all, go up to them, ask them 20 questions. Say, hey, let's play a fun game. But then keep your mouth closed and go, you know, let's just play a nice fun game. 20 questions. Let him breathe it in. Boom, 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 boom. Get to about 10. If you're thinking this is good, inhale him. Boom. You're wearing his clothes. You do look a bit bulbous because it's the double mass of a person. But as long as you talk to maybe like the boiler room or whoever's recording it, get a fisheye lens, and that should make you appear to be about half the size. Someone here said something very rude, which is good. Batik has said a sound burger doesn't exist, but you know, we all like to have a laugh here, don't we? Daniel C94 said cheese, so you can end on a trance classic. And the saying "you are what you eat" has never been more true to me, as much as recently, because I ate a Taco Bell, and all I played all night was Tubular Bells, which is an absolute classic, and I'm sure that no one actually really minded or noticed because they were all just getting drunk. So eat some cheese. A little bit like eating cheese before you go to bed. You're going to have vivid set, like a vivid dream, vivid set. And it's going to help you play those trance classics. Because if you play a trance classic that's a bit too cheesy and you're not on the cheese, there's like a bit of a cheese paradox going on here, where the cheese and the trance classic don't quite line up. So you want to be looking at what you can do there. Keep the equilibrium. Remember, we talked about this earlier, didn't we? It's all about the balance. So someone's put here, mixed bowl of beef space raiders, spicy bikers, and Bobby's spare rib things, a meaty sensation. Look, I'd say at the end of the day, have fun, man. Like, you're going to go there, you want to eat a cucumber and a bit of hummus, and obviously that is really good sustenance food to keep you focused. And like, get a few space raiders and look at them and go, get afraid of the food you're eating. If the food contains a conspiracy theory, get in my belly because I'm ready to theorize. You know what I mean? But yeah, kind of crazy, but just have fun. Get some party rings, get some disco crisps, get some space raiders. Just have fun, man. Like, if possible, unless you're doing really serious music, then even the more reason to have fun in the green room before you get out in a serious town. Someone's put a sushi roll and an 8-ball should do. Well, I didn't really understand that one because I guess the sushi roll is really like delicious, but then what, a magic 8-ball? Don't use a magic 8-ball when you DJ. Don't leave it to chance. Prepare ahead, okay? Don't shake it and go yes, no, maybe. Chuck it away. Chuck the 8-ball away, and then think about what you can possibly do. What can you achieve yourself? And it's all about preparation. A16 saying, try to eat a banana. Now that's a nice one because bananas do really set you on the straight and narrow, especially if you're playing plutonium jazz, because it's actually an extremely amazing source of potassium, which is a radioactive substance. Getting towards the bottom now here. Something messy to assert dominance, such as Cheeto dust, and that's definitely something that you want to be trying out if you can. Putting Cheeto dust everywhere, because then the sound engineer guy comes over to you and goes, excuse me, mate, you've absolutely ruined the decks here. And you go, don't care. And he'll go, you know what, that guy asserted his dominance so much, I'm going to book him again. And his things were orange as well. I think he should get looked up by the doctors. Didn't even smell like cheese. Didn't even play any cheesy bangers. See if there's enough time for one more here. Okay, it's just repeating all the same ones. Final one then here. Well, I said personally, just be space raiders to add tension to your set. Now, there's nothing more intense or tension building than an alien apocalypse, is there? Am I going to get abducted? When I'm abducted, what might happen? So get a projector, get a beef space radar, eat it, because people are quite far away. They can't see exactly what it is that you're eating. Then you get the projector, put the beef space radar in it. It will make a little sign in the sky like Batman, big alien sign. And then people are going to shit themselves and they're just going to be forced to applaud. And that's it for today. I think you may have learned quite a lot about what food should you eat before your DJ set. And I've learned a lot by being here with you. And hopefully we'll catch you next time for some more questions and some more fun. And yeah, keep safe out there and eat healthy. Business Techno Institute.